will get a notification or should get a notification.
Yep, I just got that.
Okay, great. If you get the notification, just go ahead and click yes, basically giving us permission to record this presentation. And then for those of you who are here, thanks for joining us. My name is Caitlin Emerson. I'm one of the advisors, education abroad advisors at the University of Wyoming. I advise for Spanish-speaking locations, Africa, and part of East Asia. So, if you have any questions about that, I can help you there. There are 3 other advisors who can help you with other locations as well. But today we have Caitlin with our study abroad program provider Usac here to talk to you about their affordable programs and making study abroad affordable through them. So I'll hand it over to her.
Awesome. Thank you, Caitlin with an I. I'm Caitlin with an E, and you can call me Kate too. I go by that. I work with Usac, University Studies Abroad Consortium, as a university representative or university relations coordinator, rather. Don't even know my name. It's too early still for me on a Monday morning. My title, that is. Anyway, I work in the Southwest, but I also work with University of Wyoming, and I'm happy to be here today to tell you about the affordable programs that USAC offers, a little bit about us, the locations that we go to, and a little glimpse of what a program might look like, and hopefully at the end we'll have some time to check out the website. But I do want to focus on how to make study abroad affordable. I've got lots of tips and things. If you're watching this as a recording and you have any questions, you can always reach out to studyabroad@usac.edu. And if you're watching this live or as a recording, you can follow along with me at usac.edu. That's just our main webpage. But I'll get started. We are a study abroad nonprofit provider that has been around for almost 40 years. We're actually located at the University of Nevada, Reno. And we have programs in over 50 different locations around the world for summer programs, short term, also in winter. We have spring, so the semester long, spring, fall, and even year-long programs. And we have pretty much any major, any minor is welcome to apply and find a program. And I'll show you sort of where you can find programs relating to your major in just a minute. But we basically have an option and an offering for about any student. And I probably don't have to, get all deep on why you should study abroad, but it's an absolutely wonderful opportunity. I've taken it a few times myself earlier in my career, and I think it's just an excellent opportunity for any student. And part of what USAC's mission is to help have every student access study abroad. And we do that in a number of ways, and affordability is one of those main things. So that's why I'm going to focus on that today. But something else unique about USAC is that we offer a lot of locations off the beaten track. So sort of non-traditional locations. We do have very popular locations as well in large cities, but we have a lot of smaller cities featured because we believe that cultural immersion is sometimes more accessible when you have access to a community that isn't, let's say, overwhelmed with international travelers or visitors, especially, people from the United States. So it's not that that's a bad thing, but sometimes it makes cultural immersion a little bit easier when you're going off the beaten track locations. But I did want to show you some of the programs or locations that we go to. These are the countries. And I should mention here that we do have, in many of these program countries, we have several programs. So Australia, for example, is a location we have 3 programs in. Italy, we have 4 programs there. Spain is one of the most popular areas to study abroad, and we have 5 locations there. And that's actually how USAC got its start almost 40 years ago. We started off as a Basque language program, which is a region in Spain, and we've branched out from there to also offer many other language programs and programs that aren't necessarily language intensive. So you can see also many English speaking countries here, some other foreign language speaking countries, And something I should mention also is that we don't have a requirement for any particular language acquisition before you apply to our programs. You could take courses in English or courses in a different language, depending on what you need. So I did want to, before I get into the affordability piece, touch on how you can find a program, and then how you can find if that program is affordable for you. So sometimes you can start by checking out, the list of, and I'll show you this a little bit later, checking out the list of the programs, which are all in one location, and the prices are all in one location as well. So you can sort of go based on, or start your search based on what your budget is. But another way to start searching is based on your major or your academic field of interest in which you're planning on studying while you're abroad. So the way you can do that is by heading to usac.edu. We have this program search tool. It's right in the middle of the page, and you can select from a drop-down menu your different majors or minors or the different types of courses you're looking for. And you can select a term, if you want a partnership program or a specialty program. I'll get into that a little bit later, or you can just click on there should be like a little button that says, what's this? You can click on that to figure that out. But this program search tool essentially populates the programs that are available, that have courses or different opportunities available in your major. And I'll show you this later, but it's a really simple tool. You can click on the programs part of our page as well and navigate to that program search if you're not from the home page, if you're navigating from somewhere else from the home page. I'll show you that a little bit later, but I wanted to mention that because what you'll find, and what I'm showing you over the next, I think 4 slides, I just pulled some examples of some of the most popular majors. Business, for example. You won't get a list like this on our website, but essentially what you'll get are the different program countries. And then you can select within that country which program is interesting to you. But for example, this is what you would find if you pulled out, if you clicked on accounting, for example, the very first one, you would then be populated to the programs in Australia, England, Ghana, Ireland, Korea, so on and so on and so forth. So this is a really simple way, and this is more for, I put this in here for anyone who is watching this as a recording, because you can pause this and see, okay, a quick look of what is available for you. Here are some education major opportunities. And this also, I wanted to show you as a way to, exemplify that we have a lot of different majors offered. Here's a lot of some STEM majors, so especially the engineering ones, computer science and engineering. That's typically a hard one to find abroad, but there are many opportunities. So if you're out of luck today, you're in luck because there's lots of different opportunities for you. Health sciences is another growing field and a really important major these days. There's lots of really nice opportunities abroad where you can also find courses relating to, especially nursing or community health science is a big one. So I wanted to point you here first, just so you have an idea that we do offer many different programs and a range within each major for courses to take. So now I want to turn over to some of the affordability discussions I wanted to start. And that was, I have a hard time making it really, really affordable for you guys at University of Wyoming, because I know you have, I think, the lowest tuition in the country, which is great, good for you guys. But what's great about USAC is that oftentimes among third-party providers, we do have the most affordable study abroad opportunities among third-party providers. And so for students looking for a program like that, here I have some information for you. On the right-hand side of the page, you'll actually see a list or these bubbles of programs in the countries. These are sample prices for what a semester would cost at the end of the day after you've completed your program abroad. So these are actually the programs that are under $10,000 for a semester. Summer would be much lower than this, but as you can see, so if we took, I don't know, the most affordable one, India, that's $8,367 roughly. That number is the tuition of the program, so what we call our program fee, That's your housing, that's your flight, that's your external expenses, that's your food. That's what you would be expecting to pay at the end of, by the time you got home. And that goes for all of these other locations as well. I think the program fee itself for India may be like $6,000. So you're looking at maybe another $2,000 of expenses relating to, you know, those things outside of that, outside of the tuition. So I wanted to mention that because when you're looking at prices, you might not completely understand what exactly is, you know, in what is in that price. So what we do at Usac is we offer this really neat tool, which is, I think, unique to us. And this is what it looks like. You have to take a deep breath because it looks like quite a lot when you first glance at it. It is pretty much a spreadsheet, but what it is our interactive budget sheet. And we have these interactive budget sheets for each one of our programs each term for you to get an idea of what the full cost and how to get to that number that you saw on that last page. So for example, this one is our Montevideo, Uruguay spring program interactive budget sheet. The top portion is the program fee and the housing. And so you can click on those things, they'll populate and they'll keep populating as you work down the page. So then the next thing you want to see is, okay, well, depending on the housing, what are the other fees and the meals going to cost me? You can interact with these sheets and click on which ones and type in how much you expect to eat. If you know you eat a lot, maybe you want to use the high end of that or the low end if you're eating less. If you want to tack on additional tours and do, I don't know, maybe do an internship, which comes with a fee, you'll want to click on that, and then that will populate as well. Other estimated expenses, and then at the end, you'll come up with an estimated expense before scholarships. And this is really important because, you know, the next step in making your study abroad affordable, your study abroad program affordable, is understanding, okay, this is what the cost is now, what am I going to do about that? And that sort of starts your next process, which is, okay, well, my program costs this, what does financial aid cover? What doesn't it cover? And how much should I go after in scholarships, for example? So that then at the bottom of the page, if you have that information, you know, that's helpful too. But to keep moving on with this, you know, the financial aid piece is really important. And I would always first recommend you talking to your home university. So University of Wyoming, your financial aid office, your study abroad office will have resources and information for you to help you get started on understanding what financial aid can apply to study abroad, what aid can't apply to study abroad, because sometimes there's differences in the types of programs. And as a reminder, we're a third-party provider. So you'll want to check back with your study abroad office what that means in terms of how that aid works and what sort of scholarships might even be available for you. But usually the good news is that your federal financial aid does apply. State aid gets a little tricky and sticky depending on the program. So that's something you need to be aware of. But it's always important to get a hold of this information and get started. You know, maybe this is a good time to talk about that early on, because the more time you have working on making this financially, you know, accessible to you, the more likely that's going to happen. You know, you'll have more time, you'll have more discussions with advisors and things like that to help you really get the best price on your program and get the most help. So timeline wise, I always recommend, you know, start as early as you can, whenever that is. But, you know, if you can even do a year and out before your program, that's a great time to start working on these, because scholarships, and that's what I'm going to talk about next, a lot of the deadlines actually come before scholarships for study abroad experiences, that is, can come before way before your program application is due. So for example, if you see at the bottom of the page, I have bulleted the summer and fall scholarship deadlines for USAC is March 15th, which is coming up in just a month, basically. So if you're planning on studying abroad in the summer or even next fall, you'd want to have that application in. And then for January and spring, that's in October, but they sneak up on you. And This is just, these deadlines are the Usac scholarships, and there are many different scholarships that you might want to apply to. So understanding each scholarship and their own deadline is really important. But great news is Usac does offer scholarships, and it's really neat. Once you apply to a Usac program, then you'll have access to applying to our scholarships. And the good news is that there's just one application. We have several pots of funding, and let me show you what our scholarships look like. This is a list of some of our scholarships and the GPA requirements. What's nice is you apply to our scholarship application once, and we filter you into all of the scholarships you're eligible for. So, the work is taken out of deciding which ones you want to apply for. We can get you in all that you're eligible for with just one application. It's quick, it's easy. There's a short written piece. And what's really nice is that we've just recently lowered our GPA requirement for the bottom half ones. You can see the regional, first gen, military, STEM. Those are now 2.5 minimum GPA. They were just a couple of weeks ago, and previously, for years, 3.0 requirements. So we've lowered that because, again, our mission is to make this accessible to as many students as we can. So we've lowered that. That's our minimum GPA even to apply to programs as well. So that means more of you can apply to our scholarships, which is really great. There's more information that you can find about our scholarships and about external scholarships on our website. You can use this QR code if you need to get there, but it's simple to get to usac.edu/scholarships. And from there, you can learn about all of our scholarships, but also the external scholarships. And those are the national scholarships that are available to you. There's also tips, advice, and webinars at this little tab. So if you're looking at filling out some of the more popular ones, for example, here's a list. For example, these are some of the more popular ones. The Benjamin Gilman Scholarship. If you're a Pell Grant recipient, definitely check this one out. If you're a Pell Grant recipient, I would even, I guess, recommend you just write this down right now because this is an awesome scholarship. But we do have webinars on how to fill out that scholarship and other tips and advice on our website, which I showed you back here. You just click there once you get to our, you click on Money Matters, Scholarships and Discounts, and then you can get to that tips and advice, or you can just click there. So I'll get back to that list of external scholarships in just a moment. But again, I wanted to reiterate that a lot of these deadlines come well before your program applications are due. So that's something really important to take note of. So just wanted to repeat that here. And again, using those resources on our page could help you, put in your best application. Here are some of the other ones though. The Boren, Freeman, and FEA scholarships are also really great, and we tend to help students apply for these as well. So definitely check those out. You can find more on our website or just by checking or going to these links here. But the next piece I wanted to touch on is financial planning and thinking outside of the box, because we have many different types of students studying abroad, and a lot of those students have different, resources, and having tools available to you, even if it's just, something like this, a list of things that you could potentially look into, can be really helpful in making, study abroad more affordable for you. So here are just some ideas. There's obviously work and saving. I was a student that was completely dependent on scholarships my entire college career, including right now. I'm a graduate student that I'm completely reliant on scholarships and grants. So I understand that, but on top of that, you can use, your savings. You can work, student working positions. Whatever's offered right now is really great way to, save up and use for your study abroad. But there's also fundraising, right? We all know, crowdfunding and in different sites where you can pool some funds from family, from friends, from others. I've seen students get real creative and create their own YouTube channel or blog and ask for you know, sort of a subscription sort of payment scheme to help, which is an option. But if you're not interested in asking for help outwardly like that, there's also ways you can find financial resources by checking out our blog. If you go to blog.usac.edu, we have a finances category that has a lot of different information as well of students who have gotten creative with financing their study abroad. So you can sort of see their stories and what they did and what strategies they used to make it possible. But USAC does offer a payment plan if you can't afford to pay the entire fee up front. We do have a payment plan. All you have to do is just ask, reach out to us, and we'll get you set up with one of those. We sort of have an agreement set up. And then there's also a few programs, a few select programs that do offer some, you know, extra cash and pocket opportunities while you're abroad. And a lot of that includes things like tutoring or babysitting, sort of small. It's nothing big, like we would never put you to work, and it's not really possible to work full-time or even part-time, but there are some opportunities. And if you want to reach out to us about getting more information, please do. And so finally, before I get to the end of the presentation, I just wanted to show and put up some of the most affordable countries and locations according to region that we offer, which can help get you started on a program. So you see, you know, Ghana, India, Poland, and Europe is that one's actually really, really affordable. But we have many others, and I'll show you in just a second what it looks like on our website, where you can find all of those, you know, next to each other, those prices. But maybe here's a good moment to mention that if you didn't realize this already, you know, every program, every location that we go to around the world has a different cost of living associated with it. So they're all going to be on different, you know, they're going to have different costs associated with them. So the places that you would expect have, you know, a higher exchange rate, you know, with us. So places like the UK, or I think even Australia, they're going to be more expensive programs. Other locations where you get further with the US dollar, a lot of times those are more affordable programs for you. So that's something to consider as well. Anyway, you're probably wondering, okay, this is a lot of information. What am I supposed to do now? I would say check out usac.edu, go there, use that program search tool. This is again how it looks, the bottom of the page right here. Select your major, select a location if you want, or a specific time you're looking for, and go from there and just start exploring the website. You can explore by program page, where you can find courses, fees and deadlines, things like that. And then once you're a little bit more comfortable with what a program offers and you're ready to talk to someone, definitely reach out. We have advisors at USAC. I can advise you as well. If you want to set up a one-on-one appointment with me, I'd be happy to do that. I have a Calendly. Just reach out to studyabroad@usac.edu and we'll get you on track from there. But you can also, of course, meet with your study abroad advisors at University of Wyoming, because they have a wealth of knowledge about what it means to be a student from your university studying abroad and what resources they have and what deadlines they have as well. So that's really important. So it's sort of like a two-point process there. And then you apply. There's lots of information on our website about the application process. I won't get into that in big detail right now, but I'll slide over to the question slide if anyone has any questions right now. Before I wrap up though, I'm going to head to the USAC website, which is right here. Are you seeing my webpage now? Okay, awesome. So there are some tools I want to show you on here, but I'll look at the chat if there's any questions so far.
I've been answering some questions just while you've been going, but if you want to touch on any of those specifically, please go ahead.
Oh, awesome. Yes, thank you for answering those. Yes, we do have programs in Japan. We have programs in Japan actually running last semester and this semester. So we're hopeful that those are going to look good for moving forward as well. We have 3 locations there: Nagasaki, Hiroshima, and Nishinomiya. So all great locations. I'll show you how it looks like to get to that information on our website in just a moment. Let me finish reading. Do you have short programs? Yes. Shorter than a full semester? Yes, actually, We do have the winter programs and summer programs, but something we wanted to offer this semester actually, but COVID, right? So we're going to offer it next spring. We're going to have spring accelerated programs. So they're going to be like a semester accelerated. So a condensed semester program in under 3 months. So under 90 days where you can complete up to 12 credits. So a full semester. Usually the terms are a little bit longer. The impetus there was actually to create a program for quarter system students. So students that are on a quarter system and don't have the semester and might want to do a winter term. And so that's what we've done, but they're going to be open for any student. So that's just another option as well. And I think that was it for questions so far, but please, if you have any other questions, just chat them, or you can unmute yourself, whatever you like. And I'm going to show you just a few things on our website. So usac.edu, you see I have University of Wyoming City Abroad, usac.edu, that's how you get there. Here's that program search tool, pretty simple to use. If we want to check out, let's see, management, for example, and we want to go next fall, we can hit go and it will populate the different programs. So we have Australia, Brazil, China, England, Ghana, let's see. There's Japan. Let's check out Nagasaki. I'm just going to click on that, and that will navigate you to the program page, which has a lot of information. I want to point out that there's the about the program, so the university we partner with there, the activities, which would include internships and things like that, field trips. Then there's calendars, courses, fees and deadlines, and I'll click on that in a moment, but that sort of like navigates you to one location. And then there's some photos and videos. But if we click on any of these calendars, fees and deadlines and courses, it will ask you, okay, which term are you looking for? We're going to click on 2021 fall. And here's that calendars, courses, and fees and deadlines. See, they're all in one place. Here is that program interactive budget sheet, which I was showing you. You can click on that and then you can, interact with that to figure out what your cost would be for your program. You can click on, wait, let me scroll down here again just for a second. There's the deadlines. So if you're interested in knowing when the deadlines are for that program, those are coming up pretty quickly actually. So that's something you want to pay attention to. The courses, because we have two different program models, you'll find different types of information on this page. This is a partnership program, which means you would direct enroll into the University of Nagasaki, and you would be able to take a number of different courses that they would offer. But this academics page shows you what those courses might look like. And then at the bottom of the page, there's actually a link that brings you to that university website to get more information. Our specialty programs are different in that they'll have actually the course listings here in their descriptions, because those are unlike direct enroll. Our specialty programs are like a USAC cohort of students, mostly US students going abroad and taking roughly the same courses, which is, it's a little bit more condensed. And then the calendars is here as well, which will tell you a little bit about what that whole semester will look like. And just for comparison, I'm going to show you what a specialty program looks like. You can also get to programs from this left-hand tab. Let's check out Brazil. That's a specialty program. We go to Florianopolis there, which is this little peninsula right off the coast, which is totally awesome. But the courses are going to look a little bit different here because they're specialty and they focus on just a few majors. It's not a direct enroll. You're going to be in a USAC cohort of students. But you'll see it already looks a little bit different. There's these clickable course titles that tell you what the course is listed as, the level, the credits, if it's taught in English or Portuguese, and you'll see what's offered for fall and spring. We can offer this information on our website because we run these programs. And these programs would be the ones where you're getting US credit. Whereas the partnership programs like the University of Nagasaki, you would get a foreign transcript. Hopefully that's not too much information, but if you have any questions about that, just reach out to us. I think you'll find it pretty simple to navigate on the website. And if you have any questions outstanding, you can always reach out to us. But I did want to point out that place where you can go to find all of the program fees. So you just go to Money Matters. You can click on Program Fees and Billing, and you'll find the list of the prices according to term. So if you're looking at the summer programs, you can click on that. It'll just shoot you further down the page, and you can see what the program costs are. Summer's a little bit different. You can see these asterisks, and you'll see further down the page that that actually means housing is included, which is sort of unique to the summer. Usually housing isn't included in semester or year long, but it is for a lot of our summer programs. And something to mention here that is that this year we have a special promotion going on where we have $500 off all of our specialty summer USAC programs. So a program, our programs in China are specialty programs. So that would be, if this is almost $3,000, that would be $2,500 for the program in Chengdu, China, for housing and your program fee. So then you're looking at, you know, your flight and your food, and maybe some other expenses, but that's a pretty good deal among summer programs. So you can check out here, check all of that, those program fees out there. What else do I want to show you? Getting started. This is the other thing I wanted to show you, because right now I keep getting emails from students and advisors and everyone, is a program running this summer or is it not? If you want to know what programs are running or what are not running, what programs are suspended, you can click on that Getting Started and then Can I Still Apply? This is going to be, and it has been, continually updated based on, it tells you some information like our new Lisbon program, but if you scroll down further, you'll find the programs that are running that you can still apply to. So summer, you'll find here which ones are running as scheduled. So we have this program status column, and some that are suspended already. And this is for summer. And if you scroll further down the page, you'll see what is available for fall already. So if you're looking at fall or even year-long programs, a lot of those are still running as scheduled. There's a few that are not. New Zealand, for example, is running online. So don't expect that one to run as scheduled in person. But here also is a quick guide for the application deadline. So you can see that there as well. And if you scroll up here, when the application deadline is for each one of those programs. So this is a really helpful page, especially if you're just getting started and you're like, okay, I really want to go to China and I don't know if it's running. Just come to this page and we'll have this updated. But that's another really good resource on our website. When you're ready to apply, you click the Apply Now button. It's pretty simple, has a lot of steps there to guide you through the process. And that's pretty much the website. I don't want to overwhelm you with information. So the last thing I'll show you and share with you is that we have social media, obviously, right? And you can get to it by Study Abroad at Usac. Study Abroad Usac is our handle. But one in particular I think is really great, and that's our YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel has many different videos for each one of our locations, but we have playlists as well, which is really helpful. If you say you want to go to, I don't know, Australia or Costa Rica, you can just click the playlist. We have 41 videos from our programs in Costa Rica. We don't always have 41 programs or 41 videos for all of our programs. You can see Chile only has 4 videos, but if you're a visual learner like me, this might be a really good resource for you to check out. Okay, I lied. There's one more thing. It's our blog, and you can get there from the bottom of the page. The blog is really helpful because it gives a lot of student stories. And if you're into something like that, check it out. You can actually even navigate to our podcast from there, which is going to be on the right-hand side of the page. It's like a little panel right here if you want to listen to some of the podcasts we have. But this is a really important resource for those looking for, you know, student stories and sort of reviews and experiences. And even if you're not sure where you want to go, so if someone mentioned Japan, you can click on Japan and see which programs or blogs have been posted about Japan before. So which USAC Japan program is right for you? That might be a great place to go and read and see, okay, what are the differences between the 3 programs that USAC offers? You know, Q&A with alumni, lots of really great resources in here. So with that, I'll put this back up for a moment and see if anyone has any questions. But if not, you can always, reach out to us. You can always book a meeting with me. I'll put my Calendly in here if you want to talk with me. Calendly.com/.
I also do want to point out, just to everybody who's listening, those program fees Caitlin had mentioned are, the ones that are the most affordable, and she shared that map, and you saw all of those different program fees are really great because they include not just tuition and fees. So when you're thinking about that, try not to compare it just to what you pay in tuition at UW, but think about what you pay in Laramie during a semester or a year, or if you're thinking about a summer program, right? So what are you paying in rent? Are you paying for like really anything else, and then adding that to those tuition and fees, and then compare that to the cost of the program, and then you'll find that it actually is a really affordable program. So if you think, I pay $6,000 in tuition for a semester at, excuse me, sorry, my dogs are barking. But if you find that you do pay, $6,000 in tuition at the University of Wyoming, and for example, you have that program in India for $8,000, but it includes, what you're looking at, airfare, housing, meals, everything that you're going to pay at the end of the day, that's actually a really affordable program. So I just wanted to point that out, clarify that, just so everybody kind of understood what was going on there.
Thank you for explaining that. That is a very important piece of the puzzle there too, is comparing what you're used to paying, and yeah. If anyone's here that wants to ask any questions about their specific needs or the programs you're looking for, I'm happy to take those too. If you need some help navigating based on your major or the location you're interested in.
And if you want to put those questions in the chat too, if you don't want to unmute yourself, go ahead and do that. Okay, well, I guess in the meantime, if anybody is interested, we have more presentations throughout the week on different specific programs. Today we have information about students who are studying different majors, so if you want to check any of those out, you can. Tomorrow we have information about sort of non-traditional things, so thinking outside of just study abroad. Thinking outside of just study abroad, internships, service learning. We'll have an alumni panel. So if you want to ask students who have gone abroad through the University of Wyoming any sort of questions, or you want to get their experience, you can ask them that. We'll also have information about international opportunities post-graduation. If this is your first time traveling, we'll have a first time travelers workshop. And then on Wednesday, we're going to have presentations on specific regions. So if you want region specific presentations, come join us that day. And then if you aren't able to join any of those presentations, on our website, I'll stick it in the chat, we will post all of these recordings. So you can go back and view anything you might be interested in. There you go, it's in the chat. Okay.
Awesome. Well, thank you everyone for attending. Again, just reach out if you have any questions or if I can help you with anything.